Hey everybody, and welcome to Math 097 Online. This is Fundamental Algebra Skills and Introduction to Functions. My name's Sean. I'll be your instructor this semester. I'm really looking forward to it. I've been teaching this class for 12 years. It's one of my favorite classes to teach because we get a fresh start with some basic ideas and really set ourselves up for success in whatever math or science course is required. Or requires this class rather. So this is a service course, a developmental course to prepare us for a college credit bearing class. If you feel like you're in the wrong spot because you're not going into the sciences or you have some science prerequisite, reach out and we can set you up, but almost 9 times out of 10, everybody's in the right spot. So I just wanted to make a very quick video introducing you to what you can expect from the class, a little bit about how it works, and then where to get started. Okay, so the main goal of this class is to give you the algebra essentials. We're not going to try to reteach you everything from K through 12 algebra. We're going to give you just the basics that you need to set you up for success in college algebra, chemistry, physics, things like this, and statistics as well. So a lot of just understanding what these symbols mean, how they work together, and our basic assumptions about math. So we'll be looking at the order of operations to begin with and how that spans out into things that involve variables, right? Placeholders for numbers. If you're studying an interesting field, it probably has variables. So we need to be comfortable with that. And so we'll be practicing that a lot and get you to a place where you're feeling fluent in the language of math, especially in the basics. And then we'll be looking at functions, which are essentially just relationships between numbers, an input-output relationship, which are things that we come across, all the time in our lives, but applying them to a math framework, right? So how can we look at these things from 4 mathematical perspectives? One of them being algebraic, so representing that thing with symbols, because even though it might be complicated, it actually simplifies it a great deal. Looking at a picture of it, looking at just spit outs of numbers, like tables of a function or relationship. What can we learn from that? Or just describing a function verbally, right? I walk 3 feet per second for 20 minutes. How far did I go? That's a perspective on a function between distance and time. So we look at the 4 perspectives as like a key outcome in this class. And so we'll dive more into that. But that's really the 2 goals. Getting you fluent with the order of operations and symbols, and then diving into functions, specifically ending with linear functions, which are probably the most important function you'll ever learn. And I say that several times throughout the class. But even in the most advanced math courses, a lot of them are trying to figure out how to make a problem linear because it's simple but powerful. So that's why I like teaching this class, is because there's a lot of power in what we're doing. Because we're focusing on the fundamentals and the basics. So I hope you're excited as well to get started. So how this class is going to work, we're going to be using something called Lumen as our primary LMS. So LMS kind of means like our online learning management system. So if you've used Blackboard before, it's been Blackboard. We're still kind of sitting in Blackboard right now, but everything's going to sit inside Lumen because this is a math-friendly system, whereas Blackboard's not really math friendly. So things that will happen in Lumen, there will be my lecture videos, which, the intention is to kind of simulate the classroom experience where you're hearing me talk through these concepts and kind of deepen our understanding by going down some rabbit holes, working examples, things like that. There's going to be reading assignments from the text. So we have a free textbook, and I have a video on how to do that effectively, because I think a lot of us come in with just kind of the standard, I'm going to read through this and see how it goes. That there's a very specific strategy for reading math textbooks that I'm going to give you, and a lot of students say that they like this method. So just keep your eye out for the hacking your textbook video. So there's going to be lecture videos, there's going to be reading assignments, there's going to be practice problems, which I call critical practice. And these will be Every lecture, every section, you'll have practice problems. There will be no time where we don't have practice. I'm going to treat this class like it's a 2-day a week course. So like I'm pretending like we meet Monday, Wednesdays, even though this is an asynchronous class, which means not in real time. But every week is a new set of assignments is going to pop up. Okay, and so it will be the equivalent of like 2 classes worth. So you can expect to spend an hour 40 per class in a week. So 2 times that plus the work outside of class. So you're really looking at about 8 hours of work per week for this class, between watching lectures, doing the reading assignments, doing the practice problems, and then we'll also have what we call community problems, which are a big part of the class. And there are 8 of those, and these are the one exception to being due weekly. These are due on Wednesdays when they pop up. So about every other week, a prompt will pop up on Monday. We'll have 2 days to post by Wednesday. And the only reason that that's such a tight timeline is so we have time to talk about it after, right? So that Thursday to the following Monday, we have time to reply, see everybody's posts, and we're not kind of waiting around for everyone's responses. And the goal here is that we're going to be able to get feedback from each other, get feedback from me, as well as see how other people are tackling similar problems. Because there's a lot of ways to get through these things, and seeing how your classmates tackle problems can often just inspire a different level of understanding. So these are kind of the core pieces. There's going to be quizzes as well. And you'll have a chance to practice them before you take them. You'll have a few attempts at quizzes. And then we'll also have the midterm and final exam. So since this course is sequential, meaning you need this class completed in order to take Math 145 and so on, these are cumulative exams. The final exam is going to be proctored, and I have a whole thing about that in the course, but I just want to throw that up front so that you're prepared for that, figuring out what the proctoring situation will be for you. You don't have to worry too much about it right now, just to know that it exists, and that's something we have to contend with eventually. But I try to keep it simple because I want this to be a problems-based course. So all of these things are great kind of content and a basis for a thriving class discussion, which I want our class discussion forum to feel like a living, breathing classroom, right? So we got people answering questions, asking questions, bringing up interesting takes and ideas on things. It's the equivalent of like raising your hand to share something with the class. And so I hope that, and this includes all of this stuff. So I hope that you'll feel, after our welcome discussion, connected to our classmates and willing to jump in and share ideas in this way. So sometimes they can be quiet and kind of contrived, but I really, most of the time these discussions work out to be really valuable, and I hope that you guys feel the same way. So anyways, wanted to keep this under 10 minutes to keep it short and sweet. I hope you got a little bit of a sense of what to expect from this class in terms of what you'll be armed with leaving here, and the structure of the class itself. So getting started, there is an intro module. We call it Module 0. And there's a whole host of activities in there. And really the goal is just to become fluent in the different aspects of the class we use. How to scan and post your homeworks, how to enter answers in the quizzes, things like that. So, and to get started with a welcome discussion to get to know everybody. So it'll be cool to put faces to names and things like that, should you feel inspired to post a picture of yourself. But at least to hear your background, where you're coming from, it's always really cool to hear our histories and where we're aiming for. So anyways, excited to meet you all. Hope you have a great start to your semester, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.